Hey everybody, and welcome to In the Running, the podcast where we bring your local elections to life.
We're your hosts, May Dapkus and Olivia Self, two rising juniors at Mountain Brook High School.
We started this podcast to help inform local voters on who is running in their local elections and what those positions do on a citywide scale.
So, we're interviewing candidates and asking the real questions about their goals, values, and what they want to do for your communities across Alabama.
No spin, no speeches, just honest conversation with the people who want to lead your city.
This is In the Running. Hello, everybody, and welcome to In the Running. We're your hosts, May Dapkus
and Olivia Self, and today we're here with Miss Jennifer Andress, running for mayor of Homewood.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
Of course. Thanks for coming. Okay, so first we want to know a little bit about yourself outside of your campaign. So could you tell us something interesting about you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have to say that when you first contacted me about doing a podcast called In the Running, I thought it was actually about running because I'm a big runner.
Yeah.
So I was like, absolutely, that sounds great. I am a mom and a wife. My husband and I will have our 23rd wedding anniversary a week from Sunday. And we have two boys. One's a senior at Auburn and one is a rising junior at Auburn. And I started, I've been running my whole life. I ran cross country, but as an adult, after I was a stay-at-home mom, had some health issues with me and the boys, everybody's fine, but I really got into long-distance running, and that's sort of this is how I kind of ended up where I am now, because I realized that these quality of life issues like connectivity, safe pedestrian access, trails, became my passion, and so that's ultimately how I ended up running for city council. So I would say outside of my campaign, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I am a runner.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So I think you already spoke on this a little bit, but how did you get involved in public service?
So I became president of an organization called the Birmingham Track Club, and we had about 1,200 members. That was the years 2012 to 2014. And I was a stay-at-home mom, but like I'm a super type A personality. So it's like when I do something, man, I'm just all in. And so I was a member of the Birmingham Track Club, the BTC, and I ended up being the president for 3 years. And as the president, I started realizing, we have hundreds of people that come to Birmingham, that come to Homewood specifically to run, to spend their money after they get through running. They go have breakfast or coffee, or they go buy their running shoes, or they go buy their bike gear, or whatever it is. And I just kind of crystallized into this great thing that we have here in Homewood and in Mountain Brook and surrounding areas. And that's ultimately what led me to start advocating for pedestrian access, for safe trails, et cetera. And that's ultimately how I ended up running for mayor. I ran for council in 2016, and then I really worked on those issues, and here I am now 9 years later running for mayor.
I love that. Okay, fun question. What's your favorite trail to run on? I know there's a lot.
Oh, yeah, man. Right now it's the Jemison Trail because it is very hot outside, and it's always
paved.
So beautiful. And I have some really great friends. My good friend Graham Smith is about to be your new mayor. I'm so excited about that.
Graham.
But she's amazing. And the first time I walked on that trail after it opened, I texted her and Virginia Smith and Sam Gaston, and I was like, well done, Mountain Brook, well done. But I will say in Homewood, we have a brand new 1.4 miles at the end of our Shades Creek Greenway that starts at the Green Springs Trailhead and goes west. And it's beautiful, and you are literally under I-65, and you have no idea where you are. It's so gorgeous behind the Walmart. But you wouldn't know it. It's really amazing, so definitely check that out.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Yeah, thanks for that. How do you think your background has uniquely prepared you to run for this position?
Well, I know this sounds like obvious, but I'm a big user of our city. I walk a lot, I run a lot, I shop downtown locally, I shop, at the Publix on Green Springs. I use our city daily. We've raised two kids through the school system. They started in the pre-K program at Hawkent, and they went all the way through graduation. They're both on the dean's list at Auburn now. I have been very involved in neighborhood issues. I was in the Hollywood Garden Club. I was an officer in that club years ago. Helped put a sidewalk on Devon just as a concerned neighbor. And so I think just living fully in Hollywood and Ward 5, which is going to be the new Ward 4. I think set me up to get involved. And like I said, when I do something, I do it 110%. I'm very passionate. And so I just think that background just sort of lent itself to wanting to step up, wanting to serve. I'm always a servant, always have been. And it just led to here, which is just really, it's wild to think about, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
And I really have enjoyed this campaign. It's been a lot of fun.
Love it. Okay. If elected, what would be your top 3 measurable goals for your term?
The first thing I would do is sign up our new city manager for the next 4 years. So that would be the first thing that I would do. I was on the search committee that recruited and hired Glenn Adams, who's our new city manager, historic position for Homewood. And so that would be the very first thing I would do. Let's see. The second thing I would do is we are working on a capital improvement plan for 5 and 10 and 15 years. And so we'd make sure that we have that ready to go and in place and make sure the new council is supportive of whatever we put on there. Let's see. And the third thing, we are also going through a new master planning process. And so I really want to make sure that the city is informed and involved in that process. And so I would want to put together a communication plan to make sure that everybody feels like they know exactly what's going on as we move through the master planning process.
Great.
Love that. And you've talked a lot about clear communication and transparency.
Yes.
How would you ensure clear communication and transparency between the city council and Homewood residents?
Well, one thing that I have done as a city councilor for 9 years, I have been the Ward 5 representative, is I started in my campaign in 2016 a newsletter, an email newsletter. It was so simple. It was a constant contact. You get an email from me directly, and it has been such a great tool for 9 years. I have been able to communicate directly to say, hey, your street is getting paved today, or hey, your street's not going to get paved today, and here's why, because we've got to do some utility work, or whatever it is. Here's what we're voting on Monday night. We need, folks, if you are interested in showing up for the public hearing, it's going to be this night, or whatever it is. So if you somehow missed it, on social media, or you missed it in the Homewood Star or whatever, you're hearing directly from me. And not only is that a great communication tool for me to let you know what's going on in the city or our Ward 5, it was also a great tool for you to hit reply and say, hey, I had a question about this. Hey, while I've got you, I know you sent this about this, but I've got another question. So that is another thing I want to do measurably, like you said, is send it out to the city. So the city is going to hear from me directly, from the mayor's office directly, at least once a month. The way I've done it, it hasn't been like on a schedule. It's been like as needed, because I don't want to spam your inbox.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's twice a week. I mean, if there's a lot going on, like we've got a waterworks project going on right now, sometimes it's twice a week. Sometimes it's once a month. But whatever it is, you're going to hear directly from the mayor's office, from me directly through this newsletter, which I think has just been a really great tool for me in Ward 5. And I want to continue on citywide.
Great idea.
Continuing to talk about transparency. Obviously, there's been a call from residents to release information about the shooting of Jabari Peoples. I know you've already released a statement on this, but could you kind of talk more about maybe government's responsibility to provide this information to residents?
Yeah, it's been a really difficult 5 weeks, and my heart aches for Jabari's family. I mean, really, I have 2 boys. I mean, an 18-year-old, it's just been absolutely beyond tragic. The way this works is a municipality will contract with an organization to do third-party investigations. So we're not investigating ourselves. So we don't say, oh, no, everything looks great, and we're investigating ourselves, right? So our agency is ALEA, which many municipalities use. So it's been out of our hands and in the hands of ALEA for 5 weeks now. I think you're going to see that coming to a close. I think the announcement was today. I've been out of town, so I'm not super caught up, but I think it is coming today. We certainly advocate, for the family to have seen that footage and for ALEA to have shown that footage to the family. I mean, that is, I think everyone at the city's heart just ached in wanting that to happen. But it was out of our hands at that point. We didn't want to have anything impede on the investigation. We didn't want anything, it needed to be as transparent as possible. It needed to be as, objective as possible. And so that was their decision not to release to the family. But I do think that is coming today, I believe, which is Friday, August 1st. So, yeah.
Homewood is entering a period of transformation between a council of 11 people and a council of 5 people. How do you think that's going to affect the spread of diversity and representation of the Homewood residents?
It's a Great question. That was an issue that we really worked through last year when we were going. If you follow the story, we had a referendum at the city of Homewood where the citizens voted on changing the government from what we have currently into what we're going to have after this August election. And the question was a very fair question as far as having four counselors plus a mayor, or six counselors plus a mayor. The decision that we made as a council to move forward with 4+1 is we felt like it was less change, it was less disruptive, and so it was less chopping up neighborhoods. It was really important for us to keep certain neighborhoods together. Rosedale, for example, is sort of borders kind of the north part of the city, but part of it could easily have chopped off into Ward 4 and part of it could have gone into Ward 3. And we really wanted to keep that together. And so we felt like with 4 wards, it was going to be less change. We also had to have voting locations within each ward that the city owns. And so we're not voting in the schools anymore. That's changed. And so, and then also the number 5, our neighbors around us, all successfully use the number 5. Mountain Brook does, Vestavia does. And so it was a number that, we felt was, with 26,000 people, that's just kind of where we landed, was 4 people. So it is going to be a change. It's going to be a good change. 11 people's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of people. I mean, that's more than Miami. That's more than San Diego. I mean, it's really big. And we always, every time I'd go to some not national, but statewide meeting, people would always say, you guys have 11 people. We always got a lot, whenever we go to these municipality conventions, we always got a lot of grief about that. But it's going to be great. The city manager is a game changer. He has already been a game changer. He's amazing. He's been so responsive to residents, and that's a really big part of the change. So a lot of the stuff that we sort of as counselors, maybe we needed 11 people to deal with, did your trash get picked up today or what have you, that stuff really should go through the city manager's office like it does in Mountain Brook. Sam Gaston is a great example of that. And Glenn, Sam is Glenn's mentor, and so he's learning from Sam before he retires. So it's going to be a great change. It already has been, and I'm really excited. It's upon us. I mean, the election is in 3.5 weeks. It's amazing. Here we are. So
Here's my favorite question.
Oh, yay.
Okay, if you were to be elected, you would serve as the first female mayor of Homewood.
Yeah.
What is this? Can you speak a bit about what this title means to you?
It's It's incredible. First of all, I can't believe it's 2025 and I'm the first woman, but still. But there have been so many women that have held this position. My co-counselors now, I have 3 female co-counselors now. In my first term, it was just me and Barry Smith. We were the only 2 women on an 11-person plus mayor council. So, I know women, there's so many young women, when I knew I wasn't going to run for council, again, because I was going to run for mayor, there were so many young women that my husband and I wanted to reach out and try to encourage to run because, we need that voice at the table. We really do. But I'm really excited. And I want to be able to be, I want some young lady to be able to look up to me and say, okay, that's going to be me in 20 or 30 years or whatever it is. But maybe hopefully younger than me. But anyway, but it's just, it's an honor. And I love representing Homewood. I love being on the council. I love working in the county. I have a lot of great friends across municipality borders and the county and state and, reps and senators. And there are so many women that are, in state office. So I finally come down to Homewood. It's great.
All right. This is a little bit of a tricky question, but in one sentence, why should people vote for you?
Okay. I'm very wordy, so hang on. Let me get this down. Okay. This is not a job in the new form of government. The mayor will be the council president. We're losing a lot of institutional knowledge because so many councilors are not returning, our city attorneys retiring, our mayors not running again. This is not a job to learn on day one, and I have 9 years of experience. Really good, really thorough experience, and I am the person for this job for that reason.
That was great.
Perfect.
I am very wordy. I didn't think
Well, that was good.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
today.
you're
It's been a pleasure.
That was not bad. I was pretty good on the time. I was worried I was going to go over.
Some great answers.
Thank y'all.
All right. Don't forget to vote on August 26th for the Homewood City Council elections. And we'll see you next episode. Bye.